Hi everyone, I'm Doug from DigiPen in Redmond. In this video, we'll see how we can make the hero and the enemies survive more than one hit. Imagine a powerful hero facing off against a lowly goblin. One mighty swing of the hero's sword ought to be enough to take down the foe. But later, the same hero fights a tough boss monster. Should we expect it to fall after taking a single hit? It seems natural that the hero should have to land several blows to win the fight. It is, of course, quite common in video games to have enemies that take more than one hit to be defeated. And, naturally, our brave hero doesn't give up so easily either. The number of hits a character can take before they're defeated is determined by what we call their HP, which is short for hit points or health points, or just health. A character with more hit points can sustain more hits. Different games use HP differently. Some games send waves of weak enemies at the hero, all with just one hit point. Games like these tend to focus on the thrill of quick action and player reflexes. Other games will pit the hero against a smaller number of tougher enemies with multiple hit points. In these games, the battles take longer, so they're more likely to focus on careful tactics and planning. But even games where most of the enemies go down after one hit will often still end their levels with tough bosses. A challenging fight against a powerful boss monster is a great way to add a nice climax to the gameplay experience of a level in a video game. One of the most important features of HP in games is that it is a useful tool for the designer to control the game's difficulty. If the game is too hard, give the hero more health or make the enemies weaker. If it's too easy, do the opposite. What happens when both the hero and the enemies get more HP or less? The only way to find out for sure is to try it. A game designer can spend a long time balancing the hit points of their game's hero and its enemies, and that is usually time well spent. So how do we make HP in our own games? Well, each character's health is stored in a variable. The hero and each enemy should have their own HP variable that is specific to them. In Scratch, this means using the For This Sprite Only option when creating the variable. When you clone a sprite, every clone gets its own copy of its HP variable, so the game can keep track of each enemy's health separately. It can be very difficult to guess how many hit points to give to your game's characters, so when you begin, just pick a number and test it. If it feels too high, try a lower number, and vice versa. Game design is a scientific process, so continue to experiment until things are just right. Let's make Scratch Invaders a little more interesting by giving the hero and the enemies HP. Load what you've already done in that project, or visit the link in the description below, and then click the See Inside button. Let's start with the hero's HP. With the hero sprite selected, click the orange Variables category, and then click the Make a Variable button. Name the new variable HP, and remember, the hero's health is their own business, so select the For This Sprite Only option before you click OK. Find the Set block in the block palette and add it to the body of the Initialize function. Select HP from its variable list. How many hit points should the hero have? Let's just guess for now. Type the number 10 in the value field. Normally, we like to click the box next to the variable's reporter block to hide its watcher in the game window, but in this case, it will come in handy, so let's leave it for now. Now find the Hit by Enemy function in the code area. The code that's in this function right now is what we want to happen when the hero is defeated. But now the hero can take more than just one hit, so we need to change things a little bit. We'll make a new function that's called When the Hero is Defeated, and we'll move this code into that function. Click the pink My Blocks category, and then click the Make a Block button. Name the new function Defeated. Move everything from the body of the Hit by Enemy function into the body of the Defeated function. Now, in the Hit by Enemy function, instead of causing the end of the game outright, we can just subtract a hit point from the hero. Click the orange Variables category. Find the Change block and add it to the body of the Hit by Enemy function. Select HP from its list, and then type the number -1 in its value field. Now, when the hero reaches 0 HP, we should call the Defeated function. So every time we subtract health, let's check to see if it's at or below 0. Click the gold Control category. Find the If-Then block and add it to the body of the Hit by Enemy function. Rather than just checking if the hero's health equals 0, it's customary to check whether it's less than or equal to 0. And remember, the way to check that in Scratch is to check if it is not greater than 0. Click the green Operators category and find the Not block. Put it in the condition slot of the If-Then block. Then find the Greater Than block and put it in the condition slot in the Not block. Now click the orange Variables category and find the HP Reporter block. Put it in the left value field of the Greater Than block. In the right value field, type the number 0. If the hero has reached 0 HP, then we should call the Defeated function, so click the pink My Blocks category and find the Defeated block. Attach it inside the mouth of the If-Then block in the Hit by Enemy function. Now we can try the game out. We should be able to take more than one hit now, right? Click the green flag and get hit by an enemy bullet. Something's not right. Try it again, and this time pay close attention to the HP variable watcher. Did you see that? It rapidly drops to 0 when you get hit by a bullet. This is because the enemy check function is called again and again very quickly, and every time it's called, if the hero is touching an enemy bullet, they'll lose a hit point. To fix this, we'll have to delete the enemy bullet after it's dealt its damage to the hero. This is a lot like what we did in an earlier video with the hero's bullets. Select the enemy bullet sprite in the sprite pane, then click the pink My Blocks category, and then click the Make a Block button. Name the new function Hero Check. Before we proceed to filling in the body of this new function, find the Hero Check block in the block palette and attach it inside the mouth of the main Forever block over here. Now click the gold Control category and add an If-Then block to the body of the Hero Check function. We want to check whether this bullet is touching the hero, so click the light blue Sensing category and find the Touching block. Put it in the condition slot of the If-Then block and select Hero from its list. Just as we did before with the bullet sprite, when it hits its target, we need to use a wait block before we delete it to make sure that the hero's code has a chance to react to being hit before the bullet is deleted. For more details, see Difficulty and Fairness. Click the gold Control category and find the Wait block. Attach it inside the mouth of the If-Then block and type the number 0 in its value field. Then find the Delete This Clone block in the block palette and attach it to the bottom of the Wait block inside the mouth of the If-Then block. Now click the green flag to try the game again. Now the hero only loses 1 HP for each bullet that it touches. Now that the hero is much tougher to beat, let's give the enemies a fair chance as well. Select the enemy sprite, then click the orange Variables category, and then click the Make a Variable button. As with the hero, the enemy's HP is a property of the enemy. Name the variable HP and select the For This Sprite Only option. This time, make sure you uncheck the box next to its reporter block to hide its variable watcher from the game window. Now add a set block to the body of the initialize function and select HP from its list. How many hit points should the enemies have? We're just guessing for now, but we know they should have less health than the hero because there are so many of them. Type the number 3 in the value field. Now we want to subtract a hit point for each bullet the enemy touches. This will be a lot like what we've already done with the hero. We'll make a new defeated function, then we'll move all the code from the hit by bullet function into it. Then we'll deduct 1 HP in hit by bullet and call defeated if the enemy's HP reaches 0. Let's get started. Click the pink My Blocks category, and then click the Make a Block button. Name the new function defeated. Find the hit by bullet function in the code area, and then move all of the code from it to the defeated function. Now click the orange Variables category again and add a change block to the body of the hit by bullet function. Select HP from its list and then type the number -1 in its value field. The next thing we'll do is check if the enemy has run out of HP, so find the HP reporter block in the block palette and place it nearby. We'll need it in a moment. Now click the gold Control category and then add an if-then block to the body of the hit by bullet function. Then click the green Operators category. Find the Not block and put it in the condition slot of the if-then block. Then find the greater than block and put it in the Not block's condition slot. Now put the HP reporter block in the left value field of the greater than block, and in the right value field, type the number 0. Finally, click the pink My Blocks category. Find the defeated block and attach it inside the mouth of the if-then block. Now click the green flag. The enemies now take 3 hits each to be defeated. What effect has this had on the fun of the game? Is it more challenging? Does the hero need to have more health, or maybe less? Adding HP has given us another pair of numbers to change to control the game's difficulty. Play around with them and see what effect it has. Let's recap what we've learned in this video. First, we learned what HP means: hit points, or health points, or just health. The more HP a character has, the more hits they can take before being defeated. Then we learned that some games make the hero fight lots of weak enemies with low HP, while other games challenge the player with a smaller number of tougher enemies with more HP. We discussed that the very best way to learn the correct number of HP to give a game's hero and enemies is to experiment with numbers until you find something you like. Finally, we added depth to Scratch Invaders by giving the hero and enemies HP. In the next video, we'll learn how to use a heads-up display, or HUD, to convey information to the player.